Other than death, all failure is psychological. Other than death, all failure is psychological. Think about that. Just think about that. This failure, this upset, this catastrophe. If you aren't dead, then it's just psychological. It's in your head. Now, this does not mean that you won't lose some battles, because you will. We all will.
Progress is not a straight path. It is a winding road, shadowed by doubt and lit by fleeting moments of hope. There will be days that you feel lost, as if the darkness is closing in, and every step forward is met with resistance. This journey will test you, breaking you down to your core, stripping away your comfort and leaving you exposed. But in these moments of despair, when the road seems endless, remember that growth comes from the deepest struggles. So trust the process, even when it feels like the night will never end.
People change all the time, dude. It's just a decision that you got to make, and you got to take the actions of the person that you want to become. Make the decisions that that person that you know you want to be like would make, even when you're you now, and eventually you become that person. So decide who you want to be, start making the decisions that person would make, and eventually you legitimately become that in your life. And it won't feel like that today, and it won't feel like that tomorrow. Probably going to take a minute for you to adjust to being the kind of person you want to be. But if you keep following with those actions over and over and over and over and over again of the person that you want to be like, eventually you become that person, and it's reality.
Everybody's built for it. If you can just believe in you and no one else believes in you, that's enough.
It's very important that to take risks in life. This is the key. In my opinion, this is the difference between very successful people and people who don't take risks.
You're not done yet. It's not over for you yet. It's not over. It's not gonna be over. You've come so far, and you didn't come this far to get this far and to just stop being this far. You have so much inside of you, so much potential inside of you to go forward. Be proud of you. Be proud of how you've gotten here. Be proud of who you've built yourself to be to get here, and say, I have more. I have more in the tank. I have more in my life. I have more for my life. There was more called in my life. There was more put inside of me to build my life. I'm proud of you. Be proud of you. Move forward.
So many people that think they have to know everything before they start. They have to have all the answers and have all the knowledge and listen to all the podcasts and read all the books before they even start. The truth is, you know enough to get started. Make that one adjustment. Do it now. You know enough to do something, and that something will start the snowball that inevitably leads to you being competent with the thing that you're trying to do. Even if you know nothing to start, you know enough to start.
What can I extract from this? You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. Now think about that. If you want to attract what you want, you've got to see yourself already with it. You've got to understand that you've already got it. Use your imagination, see yourself already in possession of the good you desire. That will flip your mind onto a specific frequency, and you do think on frequencies. It's on that frequency that good you desire is going to start coming toward you, and you will start moving toward it. If you want to attract what you actually want, you've got to see yourself now already with it, and know it's only a period of time until you moving toward it and it moving toward you, and you become one with it.
3 elements to happiness. Am I practicing discipline? Am I living a lifestyle that allows me to control the things that I'm in control of? 2, am I full of gratitude? Do I have gratitude for where I'm at? Sometimes we're very thankful, sometimes we're not. Sometimes we are again, sometimes we aren't. We feel better when we are. And the last thing is, and this is the big one, is what is my purpose and what is my mission? Is it very clear to find? Do I go after it every single day? And if you have those 3 elements, it never really gets boring. It gets boring when you're missing one of those elements, and that's where you start to feel unfulfilled and unhappy in what it is that you're working on.
You can change yourself. Human beings can live one way for 5 years and then tear up that script and live a totally different way the next 5 years. You're not a tree, you don't have to stay. You're not a goose, you don't have to fly south. I'm telling you, anytime you want to, you can say, I'm going to change my attitude, I'm going to change my income, I'm going to change my abilities, I'm going to do more than I've ever done before. Take on that as your God-given right as a human being to change your life to whatever degree you want it to change.
People won't like it when you work on yourself, because every time you do, you'll be holding up a mirror for them. It's important to remember that the person holding up the mirror isn't out to get you. They don't get to decide what you see in it. It's up to you to confront what's there. So start living for yourself and see what happens.
I kept saying this to myself on repeat. If you've worked this hard, that you will not be rewarded. You have to believe that this moment is preparing you for something amazing that hasn't happened yet. Keep going. And so I repeated that over and over and over and over and over again. Be like, no, there's just no way I'm going to believe that something amazing isn't going to happen. I've worked too hard. Something amazing that hasn't happened is coming. And when you get yourself into that mindset, it creates a sense of resilience and momentum and resolve that you need in order to keep going when the shit hits the fan, or when you feel disappointed, or when life is beating you down.
Without vision, you will not be able to say no to the parties. Without vision, you will not be able to say no to the drugs. Without vision, you will not be able to say no to the things in your life that are preventing you from getting to that next level, from becoming the person that you were meant to be, from bringing your dreams into reality.
What's the difference? Right? Like when talent meets talent, talent is no longer enough. Like, what's the difference? What separates a man, right? Because it has to be more than talent and skill set. It has nothing to do with talent. It has everything to do with mentality, spirit, DNA, ethos, how I show up, what I take pride in, what I live for every single day. I live by 2 words as a man: honor and legacy. I honor the ones that paved the way for me. I work to leave a legacy for the ones that's coming behind me. Everything I touch, I want to make it better.
We live in a time where information comes at an excess, but implementation is harder than ever. I need to be consistent, and I need to trust the process once I start it. And what you see is that a lot of people aren't consistent because in the moments that the process is not giving you an immediate reward, you stop and you do something else. Being consistent means showing up over and over and over again when it's inconvenient, when it's uncomfortable, when you don't feel like it, when you're busy, when other things happen, and especially when you know that nobody else is there to know if you show up.
There is a silence that lingers after a missed opportunity. It is a quiet that fills the space where action should have been. You cannot escape it. It echoes in your mind, a constant reminder of the path you did not take. These moments of silence, they stack up, creating a void where your dreams once lived. But you do not have to live in the silence. You can choose to make noise by taking action before the silence consumes you. Take the chances you've been avoiding and allow the noise of your actions drown out the silence.
Only focus should be on getting better at what you're doing. Everything that you're worried about is going to be gone like that. All this worry and concern is wasted time and energy. Focus on what you're doing, get better at what you're doing. Everything else is a complete waste of time.
A lot of people are very, very, very ambitious with their words and very, very, very unambitious with their actions. And that's what ends up costing them everything that they want.
You have to explore, examine the insides of yourself. And what do you really want out of life? And a lot of people out here just don't want it. So guess what? Have fun with your life.